What's cracking, everyone? Happy New Year. It is 2017 and this is the 7th video in my Ask Marc D show where I answer any sort of question you might have about health, fitness, and nutrition. And today on the show, call, whatever, Google Hangout, what we do here, hanging out together. I've got Jay on the line and he has a specific question about calorie calculation, losing weight. He has a bit of trouble with that. He's a bit low on calories, not able to lose any more weight. And he says, Marc, I don't know what to do. Tell me. So if you're in that situation that you have no idea how many calories you should be eating to lose weight, you have tried any sort of calorie calculator out there, then this is the video to watch for you. So stay tuned and 3, 2, 1, here we go. Jay, welcome to the call. Thank you so much for tuning in, and maybe give me like a little glimpse of your personal life.
I'm 38 years old. I'm rather active. I love going to the gym. It's kind of a hobby of mine as opposed to just something I have to drudge through every day. I know a lot of people have a problem making it to the gym. I certainly don't. I wish I could be there more often, actually. I make sure that they stay fit. They're all in sports, and we spend a lot of time outside, and overall just trying to be active. We don't watch a lot of TV or anything like that. My issue is to now, I have always had an easy time losing weight after I bulked up. I've gained about 30 pounds over the last 3 years, and I am having an incredibly difficult time losing weight. I've used a number of different macro calculators to try to figure out where I should be at, and they're all over the place. I can't get a straight answer from anything. The one I've been using most recently is If It Fits Your Macros, and using their basic calculator. But really what my question is, what should I be using to calculate my macros? Is there a formula that you have found that works best for a majority of people? Because obviously nothing is going to work for everybody.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're asking that question because that's one of the key points. If you get that wrong, everything else goes wrong at the end of the day.
Right.
Now, I created one myself called the Calorie Calculator, and that's the one I think most people on my channel have downloaded and used. It's based on, there are 3 formulas which you can use, and you probably, I'm sure you came across them. It's the Sang-Michelin-Gior formula, and the other one is the one which takes the body fat percentage in, and so on and so forth. Now, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter too much if you get your age right, your height right, yeah, your weight right.
Right.
If that is all right, one of them will... The problem where it goes wrong is the actual activity calculate. So what it is, you populate all the stuff I just said, and then you have to multiply it by the times the calculator thinks you go to the gym. So it says, are you an active person? Do you go to the gym 2 times a week, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 7 times? And whatever you click on that button, it will then multiply that number, your maintenance number, times 1.5, 1.4, 1.7, and so on. And then there comes this huge number out at the end, which is, let's say, 4,000 calories. But quite frankly, I've never had anyone who were that matched. So what happened then is when they then eat 4,000 calories, they start gaining weight like crazy. And then also on the flip side, when you then say, okay, let's take a 20% cut, all of a sudden that also is not enough to lose weight. So what I'm trying to say is, it's really difficult, and I feel you.
And I've tried to go along with the idea that if I'm not losing weight, then I should probably cut the calories a little bit more. Well, at this point, I'm eating roughly around 1,650 calories a day. And even if I'm not at a cut, I'm always hungry. I mean, like all the time. Yeah. And if I'm eating 1,650 calories a day, fasting, trying to eat mostly protein after I work out, with like chicken and broccoli, that kind of thing. 8 o'clock, I could eat a small car. You know, I mean, I'm starving.
Right. Okay. So just to one other thing I wanted to say at the end, and it's good information you just gave me because we'll dive into that. So the first thing is that what you normally would do is you would calculate your calories with whatever calculator you use, and then you stick with that number for a week, and you weigh yourself basically every day, and at the end of the week you do an accumulated sort of see where you're at. Did you lose any weight? Did you gain weight? Did you stay the same? And then based on that number, whatever that number is, if you've lost like a pound or gained a pound, that's then how you then modify that number. Now, the problem comes now when you're not losing weight on less than 1,600 calories means that you've been dieting for a very, very long time and your metabolism is not really kickstarting, meaning you are probably at a very low in terms of hormones and so on, that you have nowhere else to go. You know, you can't really go lower in terms of calories because you're probably gonna go nuts because you feel like you need to eat something. And on the flip side, you might feel, these are all assumptions, you have to back that up by answering that in a second, but I assume that you're tired, that you might not get the right amount of sleep, that you're not performing in the gym, stuff like that. Is that true?
I wouldn't say I'm tired. I do generally get about 6 hours sleep, but where I do find that I have an issue is I'm not putting on any real muscle mass. I do have an amount of muscle mass. I'm not losing it, but let's say, as an example, one place that I struggle is my bench really sucks. I'm probably like 3x4 at 185 at spot for months. I can't increase because I'm not at a calorie surplus, so I'm not putting on any excess muscle, and my chest doesn't, you know what I don't do is I don't recover very fast. Like, I did a push routine on Monday. I'm still feeling DOMS today, even though I'm in the gym every day doing something, whether it's this strength routine or a hypertrophy routine or HIIT routine every other day, that kind of thing. I do feel like I'm always struggling to recover.
Yeah, and that's a good indication that you're, you what I see a lot, and I call them gym bunnies, is the girls who run onto treadmills, who are, I mean, women are incredible in terms of output and the low amount of calories they're eating because that's what they've been told. Now, the thing is that translates to men as well. So what you're absolutely right that when you're in a calorie deficit, there's no way you are going to perform in the gym, especially when you say I haven't had any time or any progression on my bench. I'm not really surprised, because when you the worst case scenario is actually that you overperform in the gym in terms of stressing your body. Cortisol is high. Not amount of calories to get your metabolism high, so your metabolism is low as well, and then you're sort of screwed. That's where I would say you are right now.
Right.
But here comes a but. There is a solution to this, and it might be something, because funnily enough, I had a call before you, and he had sort of the exact same problem. Now, one other question I need to ask you: how long have you been in this calorie deficit?
Probably about 4 months.
Right. And prior to that, you were sort of getting weight loss. Did you get any?
A bit, yeah. And my calories were higher. They were more in the 1950 range.
Yeah. So, yeah, 1950. So the thing is, what we always try to say in terms of health professionals, we say try to lose as much weight as you can on the highest amount of calories you can, right? So if you're, let's say, 1600, we know that your metabolism is basically not there. Now, the problem with this whole thing of where people say reverse dieting and let's get the metabolism kick-started, it is something which may take a bit longer time than you think. So it's not like, oh, I have a cheat day now and all of a sudden my metabolism is back up and I can hit the gym again. It's not like that, because your testosterone will be low, your growth hormone will be low, loads of things will be low, and all the other ones which are not that good, like cortisol, they will be high. So we want to make sure that we get that balanced out, and that can be anything between 2 to 6, maybe even 8 weeks. And what you want to do is you want to...
Oh, that's better than I thought.
Yeah, I mean, There, two suggestions I would make is the first one is you will have to start eating in a calorie surplus, but you will have to increase your calories quite drastically. You will have to increase it up to probably 2,500 calories for your height and weight. And now you're saying, and one thing which will happen is you might gain a bit of weight in that
Okay.
time. And this is where a couple of people get freaked out because they're like, oh my God, I'm starting to gain weight now because I'm eating. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to reset your metabolism. And what happens is as that starts, it's a bit like I made that, not assumption, but the example I gave was like, it's not like you're in a Porsche and you just switch on the engine, you've got 300 horsepower there. It is more like you go into like the Porsche and it takes a bit of time that the engine starts revving up and getting to like warming up. And that's how your metabolism will warm up over time. But what the cool thing is about that, and this is what the second suggestion I would make, is reducing the amount of time you're in the gym, but in terms of workouts, not hitting the gym 6 times a week. Because what you're doing at the moment is your output, you're stressing your body so much it doesn't have the amount of food it needs to recover. So by increasing the amount of calories and reducing the amount of workout, which is totally counterproductive in the head, will help your body to start sending the right signal. Now, what you do have to do though is don't take it easy in these workouts. I mean, I haven't asked you about your workouts, but I would do something like 3 to maximum 4 times a week. And I don't know, like a push-pull leg set, and really focus on compound lifts and make sure that you focus on getting stronger in terms of progression. And that is really what will help, but that will take a bit of time.
Okay.
Maybe
I can certainly do that.
that is good. Now, the thing is with this whole thing, I'm aware that this might put some stress onto you mentally as well, just because you might see yourself getting a bit bigger. But trust me, what you want to do is you want to try to get your metabolism working again, and then you're able to cut easier, because you want to then make sure, again, when you then drop or go into a cut, that you're able to lose the weight with lesser calories than 1,600.
Okay. So, do you have a suggestion for a calculator I should use, even if it's your calculator, and put it for maintenance, or should I be going for surplus?
If you send me your stats via email, I'll calculate it for you. I'll send it to you.
I did, actually.
You did? Okay, great. Yeah. So
The first email that I sent you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll populate that, or I'll send you the calculator for free. Then you can just populate it yourself and play around. And your question was if you should be at maintenance or. Let's do that. I'll populate it and I'll have a look at it, and I'll put in what I think is best, but then still monitor that on a weekly basis, because what you don't want to start gaining weight like 3 or 4 pounds a week. Yeah, that's going to be too quick. Like something like 1 pound, 1.5 pound per week should be all right, but that will stop at one point as well, because your metabolism will have caught up at that time. And that's sort of the amount of time you have to give yourself, and be comfortable doing that. Because otherwise it's going to get worse from now on if you're not doing that.
Okay.
Now, can you give me an idea of your sleep? How do you sleep?
Like a rock most of the time. But I generally sleep from between 10 and 11 until about 6 a.m.
Okay, so you get like 7 hours of sleep, is that right?
Yeah, that's about it.
And how would you classify your sleep?
I certainly wake up easy. I don't feel like I'm tired. I don't feel exhausted or like I can't function. I'm kind of a morning person these days. I used to be up all night, but now I wake up, I jump in bed, I'm ready to hit the road.
Okay, yeah, that's great. I mean, that's good news, because this is something else. What I do with my clients, I say to them, download a free app. It's called Sleep Cycle. It monitors your sleep in terms of, have you got an idea of sleep a little bit, or shall I explain that quickly?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so What it does, it gives you an idea of how much time you spend in REM sleep, which is the deep sleep, and the sort of lighter sleep. And you rejuvenate, you sort of recover fully in your REM sleep. And also in the REM sleep is when you burn the most fat. So if you're not getting that, then that would be an indication to have a look at your sort of sleep environment and so on and so forth. I mean, you sleep like a rock is great, but it can just be... I mean, the nice thing about it will pause. I'm just trying to figure out where my phone is. I'm just going to show you one as an example because I use it every night. It gives you sort of an idea of how that looks like. So, for example, it might look a bit like this.
Okay.
So you can see that
and
the top bit says like you're awake, and the bottom bit here is when you're in the deep sleep. You can see that it cycles. So it just means that when you're at the bottom, it really tells you also at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock you're in deep sleep and so on and so forth. So if you do that and you monitor that for a week, you will have a good idea of your sleep. And if that's all fine, then don't worry about it. Then everything is good. But if it's like just at the top, let's say, it wouldn't go down to the deep sleep. You will always go like the shallow sleep. Then you could do stuff like eat some magnesium at night or eat your carbs at night so you get a better sleep.
Okay, does that tie into a wearable, or does it sit on your nightstand and just monitor movement?
Oh, this is via microphone. So you just put your phone onto the desk next to where you sleep,
and
it measures your breathing pattern. Yeah. Pretty simple.
Okay. Yeah, that's easy enough to do.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, we've got like, I think 3 or 4 minutes left. Let me know. Is there anything else?
No, I appreciate watching your show, man. It's really awesome.
Yeah, you like it? That's cool.
Yeah, I've been watching since you started doing all of the challenges when you had like 200 or 300 subscribers.
Oh my god,
so
really?
I've been watching this whole progression happen. It's awesome. I'm glad everything's working out for you.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I mean it's a journey. That's how I see it, really. A journey together.
Right.
Yeah, but
all right.
The other thing is, what was I about to say? I want to say something else. I want to say thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, let me know how you get on. By any means, just make sure you email me your progress and see if you at any point get stuck at anything. Just pop me an email. Say, Mark, I have an issue here. What could I do? I'm always happy to help.
I appreciate that. And you're going to email me based on what I sent you, right?
Yes, I will email you that stuff, and then hopefully that will work out for you.
All right. And whether it works or not, I'll let you know.
Yeah. I mean, we have to work on something, right?
Right.
Okay.
All
awesome.
right. Great.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Cheers. Take care.
Have a good one.